All right. Hey, everyone. The first part of every stream is getting things all set up. Where is my preview window? Good to see you all. Thank you for joining me. Let's see, output video monitor. There we go. This is what I want. Okay, there I am. I can see myself. All right. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you here. Peter says, "Ooh, that needs to be redone." Peter, good. Thanks for that, Peter. Very good. All right, let us get started. So what I'm going to do today is build a web form. I assume you can hear me. Let me just check. Yep, should be good. Hello. There we go. Okay. What I want to do is spend some time building a web form. Yesterday in office hours, we looked at the execute data API script step and the fact that it can now write using FileMaker 2024. And so I built a web form that wasn't very good looking. It didn't do anything. It just wasn't very good. So I thought today I would build one. I was interested in doing that. And then I realized, well, I should just throw it up on the stream. So I did, and you're all here. If you're here, shout out, say hi. Peter, you're here. Thank you. I hope you're here. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's get started and build a web form. So well, before I do that, let me show you what it was yesterday. So I just created a quick web form inside of, let's go over here. There we go. Inside of JS Dev environment. Let me open up this one here. There we go. Okay, so getting this started, I just threw this together really quickly. We have this company in the city, and then it's supposed to submit back to FileMaker and update this table with the data using that execute data API write functionality. Problem is I broke it somewhere along the way. Don't know what I did. So, and this just looks bad. So I thought, you know what, let's just start all over and do something different. So I have a new repo. Let's open that back up called new form. And it is, let's fix everything. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. All right, let's open up VS Code, there we go. Okay, so now we are here, and we've got FileMaker on one side and VS Code on the other, and it's just a matter of getting this set up. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I need to import the customer's data. So at least have that table ready. So I've got that in my desktop, customers. My file is really, my desktop is full of all sorts of stuff. There we go. Okay. So let's import that into a new table. There we go. Good. Okay. And so now we're set. Now we have a base table. We have the customer's layout that we're going to use. And so our goal is to just build a form. Over here in VS Code, I don't have anything going. Let's just start it up and see what it looks like. All right, so here's what it looks like. This is sort of the base of the development environment. It's just got some stuff in it. It's got some a basic HTML structure here and a basic index.js and some CSS. So I'm going to kind of gut this and just start over. So we'll start with the index.html, and we're going to create a form. And I've got a couple ways of doing this. So I'm just going to start by getting rid of the basic stuff and just creating a form. And then inside of it, we'll just do one thing, one field. And there it is over there. And there's my submit button. All right, so this looks okay, but I think we could do more with it. By the way, if you're here, say hi. I always like to know who's here and I appreciate you joining me. Because I'm not seeing names, I guess I could go over to YouTube and see, but I'd just rather not worry about it. Okay, so got this form here, and it's a basic form. I think I'm going to spend some time today on designing the form and getting it up and running. And to do that, I'm going to use Tailwind CSS to help me create a form. Tailwind CSS has a nice form layout that I'm going to borrow. So here's what it looks like. At least a couple of the fields, maybe these fields right here, maybe this whole thing. We'll see. So I want to use that. But first I have to install Tailwind. So let's go to installing it. I'm going to install it by clicking on the Tailwind CSS and the post CSS installation method and run through this process. So down here in the terminal, I'll just make the terminal big so we can see. npm install d tailwind css post css auto prefixer. So here I'm just installing a bunch of stuff. I'm installing into the dev dependencies 3 libraries that are needed for this to happen. All right, and then we'll run that command npx tailwind css init. Okay, so it created a tailwind.config.css file, and then add tailwind to your post CSS configuration. So in my post CSS config, which I don't even have, I'll create a new file over here in VS Code, post. Let's try that again. New file, post css.config.js. Okay. And we'll just copy all this stuff in there from the browser. And then configure to your template paths. I'll grab this context or this content and put that into my Tailwind CSS. I might have to adjust this. We'll see. This is, so what I'm doing here is I'm telling Tailwind, look in these files for any of the Tailwind classes and use it in your work and be able to render that. So I've got the source. The only problem is that my HTML isn't in there. So I'm going to add, I think it's just index dot, actually it might be dot index dot HTML. Maybe that'll work. All right, so we'll see how that works. If it doesn't, we'll fix it. All right, and then we will put this into our CSS file. Copy here, get rid of all this stuff, and just put that in. And then npm start, make sure it's running, and then we'll see if it's going to work. So let's go over here, back to FileMaker, and we'll say form type. I'm just going to create a quick p class equals bg dash, or I'll do text purple dash. So we got CSS there. That's great. And then hello, new customer. All right. Looks like we have an issue. Did I not? Post css.config. Let's see. Post css.config.js. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, so I've got the new customer coming in, but I don't have the color yet. So I think that's because, so it's working. But this, it's, I think, let's see if I can get this to work. I don't know, let's try that. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Probably need to do that. All right, save that. Let's stop it and run it again. Trying to get this working. Load it. There we go. Okay, so now we have the Tailwind. The Tailwind plugin or whatever is picking up in my index.html that I've got a class, and it's applying that class. And it actually has done that to the buttons here, the form and the button, the form input field and the submit button as well. So that's good. Okay, now again, I don't like this. This is basic, so I'm going to go back to the browser and get this code here. Which one did I like? I liked this one. So that just the email. We'll just take this one section here. Personal information. So I'll grab this. This is a tailwindui.com is a subscription-based thing. I paid for it, and it gives me access to all of their stuff. Let's see. I always get this wrong, so we're gonna see how this works. So that might be it. I'm just gonna try to copy. Let's see what happens. What's the last part of that? Okay, so there is that. Oh no, I wanted the person. Yeah, okay, so this should work. Let's try and see. Go back over here and erase this form. Actually, I don't want to erase the form because that's the structure. I want to erase what's inside of it. All right, so let's see what that looks like. How that looks. Okay, it's a start. It's a start. It's definitely got some, the structure that it's supposed to have. There's a lot of issues. I want to fix that first. So go back to the browser code, the browser, and look up the HTML again. I'm going to add, okay, so the form itself has some classes on it. So let's add that to this page. Where is it? Get rid of this. We don't need this. Form. I'm going to copy this or right over that. And then there's some divs that make this all work. So I'm going to grab this div right here. I think that's the one that I want. And I'll put that inside of the form. Or is that the same thing? That's the same thing. Okay. So let's... now we got a mess. So let's fix this. Get rid of this. What's happening? I have... What's wrong with my body? Has no corresponding... Okay, so we got some issues with closing... Yeah, we got some issues here. Div, don't need this. Oh, I'll get rid of that. Okay. So my form is okay, but my body still has some issues. Let's close the form. I'm not sure. The body tag, where's the body tag? It's down there. Okay. This is the hard part of copying stuff. Okay, let me just do this. I'm going to go back to the HTML and just copy the whole damn thing. So I just went back to the UI file and I'm copying everything that they have. There we go. Okay, so now everything is structured right. It's a lot more than I need, but it looks nice. It's a good start. I might want to give... Let's see, I'm going to give the form a background color of gray dash maybe 100. Let's see what that does. Okay, maybe 200. I'll just do 400 to... Okay, I'm still... What is happening? Okay. This is really annoying. The code that I copied doesn't have what it needs for everything to be closed properly. I've seen this happen a couple times. I'm surprised. All right, so let's get any more inputs. Got to fix those first. Peter, hey, but yeah, I'm just I started all over. I don't know why Tailwind UI is like this. I don't know why it's we have problems with the issues. All right, so let's look through here. I don't want all of this stuff. I really just want this personal information one, and it looks like I need to even do some more work. Let's see. Oh, there's another input. Well, let's get rid of the stuff that is not necessary. So the tell us about yourself. Okay, about where's personal information? Personal information. Okay, so it's this one right here. So this is the one I want to keep. Everything else I'm just going to delete. Delete that one. Above it. Wait, what? Oh, I see. They put a bunch of forms in here. Okay, that's interesting. I did not realize that. It's actually many, for some reason, it's many forms. Div, let's get rid of all this. There we go. All right. It's looking a little bit better. What the heck is happening here? I copied a bunch of extra stuff. That's right. Jeez. All right, just get rid of all that. Oh, it does say though, I need the forms plugin. So I have to install the forms plugin. So let's do that. The browser is telling me that. So here's the browser. It's telling me that I need to add to my config the plugins require at Tailwind. I can't spell CSS/forms. Okay. So now I have to install that. npm install at Tailwind CSS forms. Okay, npm. Let's clear this. npm start. I won't worry about that right now. Okay. All right, let's see what that looks like. All right, it's a start. I'll deal with. I don't know why the space Y. Okay, yeah. So how are they doing it? Yeah, they're just not complete. All right, so let's do this. Let's do space x-10 as well to give it some. P-4. There we go. Okay. So I don't know. It's a start. I'll focus on that later. All right. So we need a couple things. Let's update the information. So this is company information, and we'll just add some information. Add details about your company. All right. There we go. And then, so the whole purpose of this is to replicate this, and rather than create a FileMaker layout, create a web viewer layout that is more responsive and that has these fields. So the name of the field is company name, but obviously I don't want to show that on the screen. I can give it anything I want as long as the input itself has that ID, and that'll come into play later. So we only need company name. Let's see. So I'll get rid of. So we'll do the first name. We'll just say company. Looks like I need to close a tag there. I'm really shocked at that. Okay. I don't know why that would be the case. Like, why would they not have the closing tags in there for the input? And this is going to be an ID of company. I'm going to give it the same name that the field is, because I found yesterday in office hours that if I did that, then it was easy enough to create an object that could be sent back to FileMaker. All right, so there we go. It's type text. It's all this stuff. Great. Don't need the last name, so I can get rid of this field right here. Instead, I could just say for the company name, I could say with dash full. Does that do that? It's probably because it's because it's on the small. How many columns do we have? We have 6. So I can just, I could get rid of that, but for now, I'll just do that. All right. So the company name is that. Do I need the email? No, I do not. Get rid of that one. I don't need the country. So we'll get rid of that. I do need the street address. Close that input tag. Okay, so the rest of it is probably what I need. So let's just make sure. Company name, street address, city, state, zip, and then we could put in the sales. I guess we won't put in the sales. The sales will come from something else. Okay. So that's a nice start here. That's a good start. Let's see. Okay, so we got the form created. Got to fix these errors. I'm sure this will be a problem when it's time to build. Okay, so I need to update their IDs. So the company name is good. Street address would be, what is it? Street address, city, state, zip. Okay, so street. I want to make it exactly the same. Normally, I don't think I would do this. I would use uppercase and stuff, but and I could. I guess I could. I could always adjust it, but I'm going to do that. All right. So then we got city, capital C for city, capital C. I don't. And then state. That's region. So I'll do state. Get rid of that word. Province. State. So this is just going to, when I submit the form, I'm going to be able to get out all of the values from these input these input fields, and then, and then I'm going to be able to, I'm creating an object where the key is going to be the ID of the field and the value will be the value of the field. So here's what it's looking like. Zip. Just do that, and zip, and zip, and zip. All right, I'm not sure if all this is necessary, but label 4. Just keep these consistent. All right. Type button. All right. So now, very good. So now I need to, what do I need to do next? I need to, so we got a nice form. It's pretty simple. And it's actually pretty responsive. So I can make the web viewer is this size already, I think, by default. So that's as small as it's going to get. But I think if I were to make the web viewer, like an iPhone size, and the layout itself that size, and then allow for adjustments, yeah, so it will nicely adjust itself. So I guess here's a nice advantage to using a web form is you get a nice responsive nature built in. Granted, you have to have the CSS to do it, but yeah, it's there. So good. Okay, so we did the first step. That's pretty cool. We'll go about another 20 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can get the JavaScript going, and then we'll I don't know. We'll see where we're going. There's a user group today that I don't want to step over. I think they're at 12:30 Eastern time in Dallas, so I want to attend that. So, all right. So we've got that. Very nice. Now let's go into our CSS. I'm sorry, our JavaScript, and let's do some work with this. So the idea is that when people type in their name, their company name, and give it an address and a city and a state and a zip, that's interesting. I got to fix that. That we hit the save button and it will automatically save this to FileMaker. So we have to write the JavaScript to get this. First thing I'm going to do is use my format to create this window.load form equals, for now we'll just leave that blank. So this is the form, this is the function that's going to run called by FileMaker, which will load in all of the JavaScript. It's a little bit, I'm doing this because I think that eventually I'll be able to pass data into it, like an existing record, and edit the record. So I want to just have this structure going on. The HTML is always going to be loaded. So the very first thing that's going to show up is the HTML, and then this will show up at a later time. So at least whatever's in here will be performed at a later time. Okay, so I need to look at what I did yesterday because I don't remember. New window. Let's see, we're going to open recent and the rules. So I have this whole, I was using ChatGPT and other things to help me write this. What I'm doing is I'm getting the form, putting it into a variable. I'm creating a new form data from this. I've never used this before, so this was new to me yesterday. But apparently, I can take the form data variable and I can append it to it. I can, I don't know, here I'm just cycling over the keys, the fields, and I'm getting the data out of each one. So I think this is all I need to do. Let's do a const data equals, and we'll just create an empty blank. And we'll say, so this is interesting to me, this, Copilot is const telling me, sure, I'll try this. It's a query selector, it's a form. There's only one form, so that's okay. So yeah, this is kind of what I want, I think. We shall see. This is interesting. Let's see what this does. I've actually never tried this. Back over here in FileMaker, we need to cause this load form function to run, and that'll just ensure that that everything is good. We'll do an alert loaded. This isn't quite true because there it is, because the form itself is already loaded, but the functionality of the form needs to be there later. So let's try something. Acme, address, city, state, zip, and save. Let's see what happened here. All right. So, oh, that was easy. Wow. I didn't even need this form data thing. I was just, okay, so the inputs, this function, this add event listener was is a function that looks for all the inputs in this form and goes through each one of them and adds to the data variable. Okay, so that's nice. It's really fast, actually. I don't know if that would work well if there are other ways, there are other inputs than just the text fields. I assume it's going to be okay. It's hard to recall, like a checkbox on the form. Is that an input or is that something else? I think it can be classified as input. So anyway, so this actually does what I need it to do. Great. Okay. So now then all I have to do is take this and I need to construct an object to pass back to FileMaker to do the work. Now, this is an interesting idea. So, according to the documentation, you need a couple things for this to work. You need a layouts property. You need a action property, and you need a form field data property. And that happens to be, that one's the easiest. That is the data. Okay, so the action is going to be create. And and from what I know about the execute data API script step, it needs a layout. So the layout is customers, lowercase. All right. And then I guess all we need to do is do FileMaker.perform script. I'm gonna kind of create we'll just do there we go. GitHub Copilot is getting to know me pretty well because this is close to what I did yesterday. FileMaker.perform script. I'm going to run a script called edappy, and it's going to pass in this object right here. And well, let's see. So now the script, actually, let's create that script first. That script is called edappy, E-D-A-P-I. If you have a better name for this script, let me know. I'm trying to think of I guess it needs to be a general because eventually we could update, we could delete, we could duplicate. So it could be just really anything. So that it's just a general function. How about edappy record? I don't know. We'll call it that. That way we know that we're working with records. Okay. So then this one is going to take variable JSON. It's going to take the get script parameter that's coming in. And what does it do next? It executes data API. This is new to me. This was interesting to me to figure this out because a target is the query that I created. And previously, when I was using the execute data API script step to just write or to read, I would have a variable called query or request, and I would put that in there. No, that is that. Sorry. Okay, so it is that. What the target is this is confusing language to me. Is the variable that the result will go into, and in this case, the result is just confirmation, I guess, that it happened. So we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Interesting. Let's try this. So this should create the record. Let's see. Do you see anything wrong? I don't see anything wrong. Okay. So we could get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right. So let's do Acme, address, city, state, zip, and let's save it. And look at that. That's pretty awesome. Look at that. It was created. Interesting. Why did the primary key? Oh, that's why. Because I imported it. That's right. Let's fix that. How do we do this? Calculation. I haven't done this forever. I should not have imported that. Get UUID. There we go. It's text. All right. So now when I create a record, it'll get that. Actually, wait, that's not right, is it? That's not what I want. Silly me. I don't want it on there. It's not a calculation. I haven't created a primary key field for ages because my let's see, there we go, calculated value. No, is that right? What am I doing? On creation. That's weird. That's craziness. Okay, so it is an auto enter. There we go. Okay. Do not replace of any and prohibit. Okay. Ridiculous. I haven't created a primary key field that auto enters for ages. All right, so there we go. Okay. All right, so now we have something pretty functional already. There's a lot to be done on this. Company name, so integrating magic, address 659 Steveland Circle, Winter Garden, Florida 34787. Save. Now we got a lot of issues here in that we don't know if it was all created. Modified timestamp. God, these I should just never modification. There we go. Oh, and I don't even have a creation timestamp. It's fine. This is just test data. Okay, so nice. We got a nice form that is responsive and that creates. Now, the only problem I see right now is that, of course, that there's no confirmation. So let's think about that. And we'll go. We got 25 minutes. We'll go for a little bit longer. The form itself creates the record just fine, but there's no confirmation. So I could either let FileMaker have some confirmation, or I could do something in the web viewer to create it. Let's look at that and see. I don't know what the result is. So let's do a script debug and just create a company and see what this looks like. Because I don't know what the result is. So what is the result? The result is record ID, okay, record was created, code was okay. Nice, so I'm getting the response, I'm getting the record ID of it, that might be useful. And I'm getting a message, okay. So what I should do is get out of this. What do I need? I think I only right now need the message okay or the code. I'll use the code for 0 because that's what we do in FileMaker. So I could do this. I could say, what is it? Response dot messages dot 0 response. Here, let's just do it in real time. So JSON get element results response dot messages 0 dot code. Is that right? Response. What am I doing wrong? Is it result? Am I I'm in the middle of the script. Results. Well, let's just. Oh, maybe response. Okay, response is that. Okay, so it's messages. That's right. That's the dot 0 dot code. There we go. Okay, so if I get this and it's a 0, then all is good. I wonder what would cause it to not be 0. We'll have to see if we can figure that out. I think I might know, but I don't. I've never explored that before. So set variable error code, and let's see if error code equals 0. I could record created. I could do this. Is there any problem with that, you think? So create record created, and there it is. We got 2 records of the same name, but that's okay. Well, that's no, we don't do that quite the same. All right, so I don't know. That's kind of good. Would you let FileMaker let people know that the record got created? The problem that I see with this is if they're filling this in and the record got created, we should clear this out, right? Should we clear out the company name? Let's do that. So here's what I would have to do. This is a fun round trip process. So FileMaker, so the JavaScript is performing a script called that. It is coming in here and it is running that script, creating the record. What I could do here is I could run let's try something here. Let's do, if error code is that, this is confusing. I don't know if this is actually, I've never experienced this before, where normally when I've done this, I start it from FileMaker, JavaScript responds with a function, passes back some data to FileMaker. So that's the round trip. Here, the round trip is the other way. We're starting with JavaScript, we're heading over to FileMaker, doing something in FileMaker, and then we're coming back to JavaScript. So that's an interesting idea. So let's see if we can work that out. I'm going to copy some script steps from the original, and I may just create a send response back. So we'll create that, and then we'll create a what should be the function name? Response, process response, maybe. Okay. So then this will perform script, process. Wait, did I? Oh, I didn't say it. Oh, send. Just do this. How about that? Send response back. Okay. And this is going to pass in, we might as well pass in the error code. All right, so this will take the error code, set variable, param, get script parameter. So really, I mean, what we could do is just, regardless of what the error code is, we could just run this, send the error code back, and let JavaScript do with it what it wants, what we say it to do. All right, so let's send the param back. All right, so this will not work because we don't have a function in the JavaScript yet called process response. So let's create that now. I don't need it inside. I don't need it inside of here, but what I do need is I'm going to grab the form. I'm just going to put it inside. It's fine. It really doesn't matter. Window dot process response equals the response. There we go. Nice. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's try that and see what that does. So let's see. Let's look at the error. If response.error. Okay, so this is actually sort of like the, what am I trying to say? It's the formal way of working with responses, with getting something back from from another service. They're going to send a response object. It's going to have an error in it, and it will alert them. So yeah, I'm going to just structure that for the heck of it. I'm going to structure it correctly. So we got the param. Now let's put in set variable error response JSON set element. We're going to say response response.error, and then we'll do param, and we'll do JSON number. Okay, and then we're going to send the response back. Nope. Response. So we're just trying to stay, doing the same as other services. So response.error. So it comes back. We need to stringify it first. So we'll do const res equals json.parse response. Sorry, I said we need to stringify it, but we actually need to. There we go. We need to parse it. All right. So let's debug this and see what happens. So we'll do that. And we'll save it. What just happened? What is happening here? Why did my... Okay. So, maybe it'd help if I loaded it again. Okay, so company. There we go. Okay. So it's coming through. Let's look at the response. What is the response? Error.0. There we go. Record created successfully. All right. So I kind of like that, but, and then the form resets. Nice. Love that. I think that's great. I might do something else. What else would I do? I mean, that works. I don't like the alerts. Maybe I would put something else in, like a toast message or something that says, hey, this was created successfully. We'll see if we can do that. There was something I wanted to fix though. In here, in my eData API, just get rid of this. And then, I wanted to look at the round trip nature of this. So, because since everything is starting from JavaScript, since this round trip is starting from JavaScript, I'm interested to see how this flows. So eData API record is called from the JavaScript. This does its thing. It causes JavaScript to alert, and then it goes back to this script and it finishes. Okay. I guess that's okay. How would I do that? I guess I could. I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I would fix that. The script has to complete in in order for this to work. So, all right. I don't know. What would you do differently? You know what I wanted to test? First of all, I wanted to test something. So send response back. Let's just say that this is going to be 1 or 300. I don't know. I'm not sure what this is looking for, response.error. So let's see what happens here. Company. Let's load it again. Okay, so response.error. So I do have to check it. So let's see, what would I want to do? I guess greater than 0, if that's the process that I'm going to go with. So let's try that. Let's load it again. Okay, something is wrong. Console.log res. Let's see. Okay, so it's still saying it's created successfully. What is the console telling me? Error 300. So, that's why. The response is included in the, yeah, okay, let's fix that. Because the response is literally the variable that this is assigned to. So, and I'm already including that word inside of here. So I'm going to get rid of this. Let's see what that does. All right, so load, do that. Okay, so there was an error. Good, so error 300. So this is the response. You can see down, oh, you can't see it because I'm blocking. Sorry, I'll get rid of me. Nope, get rid of me. Goodbye, me. The response here is the error. And it's greater than 0, so it was incorrect. So good. All right, but we don't want that. We want this to be get script parameter. I think I like this. Often when we're looking for responses from services, they do give us a number and they give us a message. Here, I'm just interested in the number. I don't know. Has anybody played with this? Because I don't know what would cause an error. I don't know what would cause an error in this. I don't know. My assumption is that, here, let me put myself right there. I don't know. Does anybody know what would cause an error? I'll just get rid of myself. There we go. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is if the field is missing. So if I come in here and I remove the company name field. And then I try to create a record. Let's watch that. Company name, address. I think that the execute data API script step needs all of the fields on the layout that it's going to touch. I haven't seen anybody mention that, but that's how the data API what it recommends. Oh, interesting. Okay. So that is not the case. So it created the record. It created the record. It created the record without the company name on there. Interesting. How did? So I guess it just doesn't care. That's weird to me. If you're still out there, Peter, does that make sense to you? Because the data API, needs all of the fields on the layout. It only needs it when you are doing it. Well, when you're doing the create functionality on a layout. I don't know. I have to explore that. I'm not sure why this is not failing and the other one was failing. But anyway, we have a nice form that can be used. Very nice. Now, this is nice. What do I want to do? Do I want to do anything else? I don't like that alert. So what would I do? What would I do? What would I do? I was thinking about this. Okay, the data API. So there's a you have to have all the fields on the layout that the object contains, I think. So when a website sends a form response to FileMaker to create the records, if you're doing it right on the layout, it requires I think it requires all the fields on there, but that's in the form. But here it doesn't seem. I'll have to play with that and test it. All right, so what I was thinking is we could maybe put a toast message in here. That might be fun. That's kind of interesting. Let's do that quick. See if we can get that quick. So what does it do? It's NPM, so that's great. You do a toastify on click function, show toast. So I don't know, let's just see what happens here. So let's start it up and see. So yeah, an npm install save toastify.js. So let's do that. Boom. You can't see me. I'm just gonna get rid of me. You don't need to see me. You know what I look like. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I installed toast.js into my project. Now I think I'm going to import it. Import. So here's the import process. I'll put that in my index.js file. The CSS, I'm going to try this, but I don't know if this is going to work. I may have to stick it in the HTML. So let's see if this works. All right, npm start. If I start this up and there's an issue, all right, we still have that issue with you're still here. Good. All right, good that you're here. You're still here. That's really, I need to fix that. How do I fix that? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. There we go. Yeah, let's fix that quick. Still getting used to this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. There we go. There you are, Peter. Thanks. That's fun. All right. All right. So we got the install. Let's just see if we can I'm just going to copy from here. And I don't quite understand this. Toastify. So it's, yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's put this in. Yeah, okay. So let's go back to the FileMaker. FileMaker, and oh, look at that. There it is. Great. Okay, so that's because it's just happening. Oh, that's just happening. That's just happening because I just immediately we did it. But I don't want to have it come up. I only want it to come up when the record was created successfully. So let's try this. Let's see what we can do. So this is all the options. Actually, what I could do is, I mean, I could just do this. I could say, I could just grab all this, put it right here, get rid of that alert, paste it in, and say record. Okay, that's neat. Destination, I assume I can get rid of that, and I don't need the on click. All right, so let's see if this works. So we'll go load it, and we'll create a company, even though the company field is not on there. There we go, record created successfully. I'm not sure that let's try something different, because this is a library. It's got a bunch of options. This is the function that is run. We imported it right here, and now we're running it. So I think I can follow the pattern where I create const toastify toast options. No, toast. Yeah, we'll just do options for now equals record created successfully, duration 3 seconds. I'm going to grab all this stuff and put it up there. Put it up here. Okay, I'm going to remove the tag. I'm going to keep the text blank. Background, I'll have to figure that out. I guess I could just say, could I just say green? I wonder if I could just do green. I have no idea. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to create an option for this that I could pass in. I could pass in whatever text I want. And that way I can use one option for both there's an error and this. So we've got toastify option, toast options. We'll do this. We'll say, there we go. Toast options.text equals record created successfully, and we'll do toast options. Okay, and then we will grab both of these, put them up here. There was an error. Okay. All right, so let's try that. Load it. Okay, record created successfully. Let's make sure that this is correct. Load it up again. There we go. Great. Okay, so this message here is hard-coded in the JavaScript, but it could easily come from FileMaker as part of the response. It could come as part of the response. Let's just test the error. Let's just test the error. Make sure that that is correct. So we'll say error 2. Load it up. Make a company. There was an error. Okay, good. Now I don't want that to be read, so I want to say toast options. There we go. GitHub Copilot is so amazing. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. All right, so We get back to that, load it up. Beautiful. All right. Now, do I want it on the left? I don't think I want it on the left. I want it in the center. Close, true, new window, true. I don't know what any of these options are, but that's fine. What happened? Oh, I need to load it. Okay. I'm sure that there's more options here, but that's pretty awesome that we can now do this. So let's go put the company name back on that layout. It's been missing for too long. And let's just test this fully complete. The last thing I was thinking about doing is, oh, interesting. I should have thought of this. That's interesting. How is that? The execute data API script step, when you are creating a record, it doesn't need any of the fields on the layout. It doesn't need any of the fields on the layout. It could be, and I know that because I've had the company field off of the layout for quite some time, and it's created all the records. It's still put that in there. Wow. I haven't read about that yet. Did I just discover something new? I don't know if that's a bug because it feels like it's not consistent with how we've done other things. It's not consistent. It's different. I'm not sure that I like that pattern. All right, so let's just run this one more time and then we'll deploy it. So company name, Kirby, one of my dogs, Kirby LLC, address, behind me, city, wherever I am, state, wherever I am, zip, just me. Create, there we go. Let's see, beautiful, oh, beautiful, there we go, good. All right, so let's finish this. It's got some work to do, but let's finish this by deploying it. I want to deploy it to FileMaker and let it run on its own. So the first thing I need to do is stop the server from running. So I'll do that. Now, this widget is connected to this JSDev file only in that it's the JSDev FileMaker file is open at the moment, and the web viewer is looking at the localhost address. I could, if I wanted to, target this to another file, like a client file, by updating this widget.config.js file name to JSDev. That's perfectly fine, because when I do the deploy, which is the next step, it'll look at this file name and then it'll find that open file name and run the script in there. So that's that. This is the name of the widget, and I always forget this, so I'm going to do it before. This widget will, this is the widget name, and the script that loads this widget has just a basic JSDev. I'm going to update this widget name from JSDev to new form because that's the name of the widget. And then I will deploy this. So let's run over here to FileMaker or to VS Code. At the very bottom there, I'll write npm run deploy to FM. All right, so now it's been added right here. That's all the code for this. And I can turn off the dev mode, and this works just fine. Great. So we'll create one more company, Zelda's Eatery. She's my dog, another dog that loves to eat. And save. Ooh, I knew this would be a problem. So my toast CSS got deployed incorrectly. So let's fix that. Glad I tested this. I need to understand this better. Parcel, the underlying hood, the underlying process, doesn't import this properly. So I need to put that into my CSS, unfortunately, or into my HTML. So I would come up here and I would kind of copy this idea. I would say at import, and then we got to do node modules, node modules / Toastify.js. There we go. So let's deploy this, and then let's rerun it. And now we have nothing. Let's see what the problem is. Can't. Okay, so I think this. Let me just do this. This is the weak point, and I got to figure it out. So Toastify. Got to get the Toastify CSS in here. There it is. Source CSS. Copy the relative path. And we'll paste that in. It might be that. Yeah, I think it was that one /. There we go. Okay, I think that's the pattern that I want. All right, so let's run it. And now let's load it. No, shoot. I'm still getting an error of this local file. Okay, so let's try one more thing. I may have to stop and come back to this later. So I'm going to delete these two folders. This is not fun. Redo a deploy. And it's not. No, I don't like that. Ugh, I gotta fix that. How do I fix that? That should be the way that I fix it. It's not importing the local file, so that is not being imported correctly. I mean, the horrible way of doing this is just to go to the node modules folder, go to that Toastify, OPGRST. Let's try a couple things. CSS, we'll just grab it. It's not too much, so it's okay. Grab it. We'll put it in our main CSS file. These are kind of the kinds of things that, you know, after lots of experience, you kind of need to know, unfortunately. But hey, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help people out with this stuff. So if you ever need help with this, let me know. By the way, this widget will be available in my widget warehouse. The fact that I'm building it here and playing with it makes it available to people who subscribe to the widget warehouse. It's a $50 a month subscription. It's in the community, and you get access to one to two of my widgets per month. I'll give you access to the repo file. You can do with it what you would like, and except for maybe share it with people. That would be helpful if you didn't do that. Anyway, all right, let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so that was the fix. Luckily, I know how to fix these things. So cool. Well, I have a nice form here that is responsive, that works. I got a nice toast message added. The next step, which I think I'll wait until tomorrow, is how do you bring in data into this and fill it in with pre-filled, with an existing record, and then update it. So that'll be an interesting task for tomorrow. Any other thoughts on this? This was fun. I kind of got into it. Honestly didn't know how far I would get, but I've done most of these pieces before, and was able to put them together. So very good. All right. So I don't need this cancel. Although I guess if let's do one more thing. If you guys don't mind, let's do one more thing. We're going to take this widget out of its location. We're going to go to the customers. All right, and we're going to create a new layout called add customer form. It actually can be the HTML. Okay. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. We'll just keep it I don't know. We'll just keep it the long way. Probably right there is good enough. What I'm trying to do is make a card window that will do this. Which again, why am I spending all this time creating a web widget when a card window will work with the new fields or anything? But hey, that's what makes this fun. And guess what? You have this available now. So this is called web. All right. So what I was thinking is we could have a button on here that's called new customer, and it runs a script. It says create customer and does the following. So it does, let me get rid of VS Code. We don't need that. Well, forget it. It's fine for now. New window. It's going to be a card window. It's going to be that layout. All right, and then we'll perform script. PR script. PS, there we go. We'll load the widget. Okay. So there we go. Let's try that. Oh, and then we have to send. Let's close the window. We'll close the window here. There we go. Okay, so let's run this. Create a new record. Beautiful. Pretty close. New company. Street address, so forth. Press save. Now, that's funny because let's do this. Pause. I don't know if this is kind of weird, but that the toast message didn't get shown up, and maybe it doesn't need to. I don't know. There's something to think about here. Some of the workflow things to think about. There we go. And after 5 seconds, it closes and that record gets created. So I guess we could finish off by going to that actual record. Let's do that actually. Come on. I could just keep going forever. I hope you're all with me because I could keep going forever. The response that we get back has the record ID. I didn't grab a screenshot of it, but let's look at that again. So, because I was thinking what I would do is go. So the result contains the response.record ID. Okay, so that's all I need. Response.record ID. Response. Let's see. Well, I'll still say if error code equals 0. Actually, I'm going to put this down here. Pause 2 seconds. If error code equals 0, close the window. Oh, no, first get set variable record ID, JSON get element, result, response dot record ID. I hope that's correct. Now, can you go to a record? Can you go to a record via its record ID? I've never done that before. Go to record. I have no idea if this is going to work. Could you go to a record? Let's try that and see. All right, so we got that. All right, so let's try this again. Go to this record. Boom. Nope. Okay, yeah, that's just a record number. How would I go to that record? I don't know. I have to think about that. There's got to be a way to do that. But anyway, we got a nice form here. We got a nice record creation. And what I think is cool about this is this isn't going to happen today, but I think what I could do is, let's go back to the JS Dev and look at it. So these are hard coded. I've got these hard coded in the HTML, but what I could do in the future is construct this based on the fields that I want it to grab. So I could potentially, that I have on the layout. So I could potentially go to this dev layout and I could do the, what is it? The field names, get file name, get layout name, calculated field equals record ID. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, good idea. Good idea. Calculated field equals record ID, then find record ID by that field. Good idea. Okay, let's do that. We'll do that. What I want to do is I want to look at this layout. I want to use this function to get the field names from this function, pass those to the JavaScript, create one form input per field, and with the label, appropriate label and things. I don't know. That may not be necessary. It could be nice. I could create a JSON object that contains all this stuff. There's a lot of things I could do. Maybe in the next stream we'll do that. But let's finish off by what Peter has suggested here. Where was that? Customers. Okay, so we're on this layout. I need a record ID field. C rec ID get record ID. Okay, it's a number. All right. I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna get rid of VS Code. We don't need VS Code anymore. Let me just hide that for a moment. Make this bigger. There we go. Oh my gosh, so much better. Sorry about that. Okay, so the record ID, obviously I don't need it on here, but I might as well see it. Nope. 264. Okay, so let's do that. So let's see, go to enter find mode, set field. Nope, set field, record ID, rec ID. I don't have MBS installed, so sorry about that. All right, perform find, PF. Okay. I'm caught in that stupid, there's some weird, all right, I don't need that. Customers. Oh, we got to turn off dev mode because customers. That looks nice. Company name, go to this record. Okay. Save it. There we go. Ha ha ha. Great. That was clever. I like that idea. Bye-bye, Peter. Thanks. Set UID. I could do that. Yeah. Set UID when you create find, then find this UID. I thought about that, but I can't get the UUID. I can't get the UUID when I've created it because the UUID is not part of the record data that was created, the primary key. So I'm going to stick with the record ID. I think Sam mentioned that too. Yep. So that's good. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, this has been fun. I love this idea. I think it's nice. It's very clean. What I could do is, hey, Mark, welcome. Mark, we're actually just finishing up, but you're welcome to watch this later. Wow, we've been going an hour and 20 minutes. How did this happen? I don't even know how this happened. But this is what we've created, is a form that creates a record. We just did a little bit better than what we did before yesterday. Record created successfully, and then we go to that record. So that's beautiful. Now, what's cool, guys, to finish this off is we're going to go back to using VS Code. I could say, you know what, this is nice, but there's a problem. There's a problem with the color. I want the color of the toast message to be different. So right now it's this green, and I want to change that. So I could come back into my code, into VS Code. I could find where I put that, and I could say purple. Then I could redeploy this thing, and then I can rerun this. And watch. That didn't work. What happened? That was supposed to have worked. Did I not deploy it? I did. Let's try that again. Why did that? It was supposed to take the update. That's going to mess up here. Maybe purple isn't a word that it would take. So maybe I guess I should have looked at that. All right, so let's look at the toast. I'm going to quickly go over the toast documentation and just see if I can find a color. Selector, position, background color. Okay, so it's a CSS background value. What is CS? Let's see. Let's do hex purple. I'm just gonna do this. Actually, that's fine. I'll just do this. What is the hex color for purple? Let's try this and see if this works. Because I was trying to show off the fact that I can redo it over here, and I could redo it, and it would be fixed. Toast options. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Well, let's just do this. Let's just do toast options. There we go. Let's try that. That's right, because Come on. Update for me. Oh, come on. The style? Is the style doing it? No. I'm going to try one more thing, and then we'll stop for today. I promise. I'm going to clear out the cache of just clear this thing out, because that is supposed to come over, and that's the whole point of this dev environment, is that I can make a change and then it gets applied. There we go. Okay, so it was that. So now I have the ability to update that. Great. All right. Well, I think that's good enough for today. We went a lot longer than I thought we did. We had a lot more people than I thought, and I appreciate y'all coming and being a part of this. So yeah, let's continue this on. I think the next time I want to do this, the next time I live stream, I'm going to try to construct this dynamically based on the fields of a layout, so that I can have this more dynamic and more usable for any form that I want to, any table that I want to work with. And I also will work on pushing in values of an existing record so that I can edit it. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Please subscribe if you're not to this channel, so that we can get those numbers up. And this will be available pretty soon in the widget warehouse. So hope to see you there. Thank you all. Talk to you later. Bye.